Hello and welcome to the Pillar to Post Sewer Lateral Inspection. This is for address 12995 West Chenango Avenue, Morrison, Colorado 80465. Today we are accessing a 3-inch cleanout in the basement just behind the water heater, and we are beginning the inspection looking into the city main. Now the purpose of me beginning the inspection looking into the city main is, first thing I like to evaluate on film, what is referred to as your tap. Now your tap is the connection from your 4-inch sewer line leaving the home, connecting us to this big 8-inch main line we're looking at here. It is important to evaluate the tap because even though we're in the city street, the tap and sewer line leading up to it are still the homeowner's responsibility. Pardon me. Now with that said, I am deeming your tap functional, able to verify with simple water testing that water is flowing through the line properly rather than dissipate or escape the line before it. With that said, we are traveling through your original VCP. This is vitrified clay pipe. Typically comes in shorter segments of line for a reason. Generally, you'll see a joint or connection every 3, 5, or 8 feet. Now, the reasoning for this is the possibility of expansive soils. This means these shorter segments of pipe were created to shift with the ground as necessary, rather than break and separate with too much torque or tension. And when these ground shifts occur, it can create a minor offset or misalignment at the joint or connection, and possibly leveling of the pipe, and that's what we did find here today, unfortunately, and we'll discuss as we approach. But generally, seeing the lip or face of the next segment of pipe, like we're seeing here on the top right side of the pipe, does not indicate damage. More so, the pipe is doing its job and shifting as necessary. Now, when these shifts occur, it will allow the introduction of root systems, such as bush or tree roots, to intrude or enter the sewer line. So, seeing root systems growing into the pipe at an offset joint does not indicate damage, more so a general lack of maintenance. Now with that said, right here, about 89 feet, we're going to start to see the leveling occurring in the channel or base of the pipe. I began the measurement here because when water was flowing, that it was collecting heavily there. But as we enter, we are going to get deeper into the line. And the major concern here is sewer lines or sewer laterals are typically a gravity-fed system, meaning there's no pump, no more motor to force this material or water down the line. So when we do see leveling, this is a halt or major restriction in flow and velocity. And as we can see here, we're going to get into a little bit more pooling of the water. And either way, typically when we see 9 feet or longer of standing water, it is a major concern, as that is considered continuous, which will restrict flow, velocity, and volume. Now, deeming this a conflict is not just based on visual inspection, but also with water testing and measuring equipment found for the line outside the home. Now, I did deem this a conflict. We are going to exit the minor standing water there for a few feet here, and then we'll re-enter the standing water. So we did start at about 89 feet, as I mentioned, and right here we come out of the standing water and then we re-enter the standing water. Now I did locate this in the city street, leading into the front yard and ending approximately 1.5 feet from the tree in the front yard, but strongly advising corrective measures be made. Now at the very end of the standing water, we do have a minor turn. It does appear to be a 33-degree turn here. Pardon me just for a second. Okay, we still have that leveling present. Here's that very slight turn in the line there. So starting at approximately 89 feet, ending at approximately 59 feet. So this is about 30 feet of standing water that I am strongly advising corrective measures being made on. For location of the conflict, I will attach a picture to the report. Now either way, even if corrections are made, you are still going to have some original clay sewer line in use. So I'm going to strongly advise routine cleaning every 1 to 3 years. And that 1 to 3 year mark does depend on a few different factors, but mostly volume of use. So if someone's home throughout the day and water's constantly being ran, I'd suggest that cleaning once a year. And if it's more night and weekend use and people go to work and school and such, I'd suggest that cleaning once every 3 years. This will depend on you, the homeowner, for I'll not be back to check on you. Now, if you are aiming for anywhere longer than 1 year between cleanings, I'm going to strongly also advise foaming or granulated tree root cleansers. You could pick these up at your local hardware store, and I generally recommend applying them every 6 to 9 months. What they'll do is help restrict or remove some of the tree root growth below the high water mark, and the high water mark is where the staining begins to occur on the side walls of the pipe. So, for instance, this tree root in front of us here, we can see the high water mark's about 50%. This will only reduce the tree root growth at the tail end on the right side and possibly catch some of it on the left side. So, just stating that these cleansers will not replace the need for a professional cleaner, but help reduce concerns between professional cleanings if you do aim for a longer period of time between cleanings. But in regards to professional cleaners, I generally recommend doing a little due diligence before hiring a cleaning company. You typically want to avoid the multi-facet companies, the clean/repair/inspect big box truck companies. They tend to love to upsell. This means they'll come to clean your sewer line and try and sell you a kitchen sink along the way. So to avoid that hassle, I generally recommend hiring a professional cleaner only. Now, when seeking out professional cleaners only, I strongly advise asking at least 3 questions, which would be, are you insured, are you certified, and you bring a sewer camera with you. I do want to point out this root overgrowth is almost at the point of complete blockage, so I'm also going to advise a cleaning as well to the line to help prevent that from becoming a complete blockage in the line. But either way, verifying that your cleaner is insured and certified generally means they've been properly trained on the equipment they're operating and are less likely to cause damage. But even if they do cause damage, the insurance would cover it. Also, if that cleaner could bring a sewer camera with them, they could run the camera before they clean and take note as to where the major buildup is in the sewer line. And then after they're done cleaning, run the camera yet again, second time, being able to show proof or verification that they've done their job properly. Asking these questions should help eliminate concerns of quality of service and help you find the right cleaner for you. Average cost, somewhere between $100 and $200 a cleaning, typically around the $125–$150 range. With that said, foundation wall, 27 feet 7 inches. We are transitioning from the original clay to the original cast iron metal. I did perform water testing here and saw no signs of dissipation or water escape in the line. As a matter of fact, we have a little bit of water pooling at the end of the cast iron there now. Now, what you look for in cast iron metal is the ID, or internal diameter of the pipe. It should appear smooth. Generally, with the lack of maintenance, heavy amounts of fats, oils, and grease will collect along the side walls. I don't see any indication of that here today, but my main concern for cast iron would be harsh chemicals. The introduction of products that state things such as industrial strength or ultra degreaser, or also products like liquid plumber or Drano, can cause erosion and decay in these cast iron pipes, and you will see scaling and calcium, and eventually it can erode the pipe. So this is why I generally recommend sticking to your common household chemicals. So if you do notice a backup or blockage or restricted flow in any drain line in the home, I'm going to strongly advise reading the written report. On there I do list a few very simple do's and don'ts that any homeowner can utilize, and this will help you maintain your drain lines in the future. Alrighty, but the cast iron did check out. Staining in the pipe indicates that backups have unfortunately occurred in the line, but no indication of failure of the cast iron currently. So I am traveling vertically now. And I do want to state that there is some replacement black plastic ABS, freestanding or visible in the home. This is a really great replacement option for original cast iron, as it is very firm, very rigid in place material, similar to cast iron in regards to rigidity. So typically, once installed properly, less likely to bend, sag, shift, or sway on its own. So here's my access point here today. This 3-inch cleanout, once again, right by the water heater here. I will be reinserting this cap and testing it to make sure that the only thing I'm leaving behind is information. Here we are in the basement once again. So just to recap, connection to city main does appear functional. Original materials inside and outside the home with some replacement ABS inside the home. We do have a 30-foot standing body of water. That is a major hindrance in functionality. So I am strongly advising corrective measures being made. But other than the 30-foot standing body of water, the rest of the line, with regular due diligence and routine cleaning and proper use of the drain line, should last you. With that said, I'm going to end the video now by saying thank you very much. This concludes our inspection for today.